What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I wanted to do a little bit more Ultra League gameplay in the Go Battle League, mainly because it seems like this is actually a pretty big update in the Ultra League meta. A lot of Pokemon kind of got changed that were very good in the previous meta. Bolt got nerfed, Tentacruel, as we'll see today, got buffed, and take a look at this team here. I'm going to use 3 Pokemon that got buffed this season. Not only Tentacruel getting Payback, which is a crucial coverage move for it to have with all the Empoleons and Jellicents running around, but we have Vice Grip on Regidrago. We have the Shadow Ball buff on Jellicent, so hopefully this is going to be a pretty fun team. Let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. We got our first game. Kind of excited to try out this team. Feels like 3 good Pokemon here. We're going to see a Cradilly as the first lead here for our opponent. And saying we have a Jellicent in the back line, we're probably pretty happy to avoid this here. Although Jellicent is not even that weak to Cradilly in general. We'll go for the Dragon Energy, though, before they're going to be able to land a Rock Tomb debuff. This should do quite a bit of damage. Let's see if we get a shield here or not. We do. Obviously, it's a Cradilly. They want a shield early, just to make sure I don't land that full damage Dragon Energy. I'm going to no-shield because I think I can survive 2 Rock Tombs here in the zero-shield matchup, so I don't want to invest a shield just yet. Looks like it will just barely survive the next attack, though. It's like, not even that well. I could match shields here if I feel like trying to win switch, which honestly might not be a bad idea. I don't know what's in the backline just yet, so maybe keeping our Regidrago as an option could be a good thing to do. In fact, I think I'll try that. Although with 2 debuffs, there's a chance I don't knock out with the next Dragon Energy. One bad thing about this season for Regidrago is, for some reason, they nerfed Dragon Energy. I mean, it's still a pretty efficient move, right? I think it's still an Avalanche clone, which is not a bad attack at all. But it's definitely nowhere near as powerful as it used to be when it was a Frenzy Plant clone. Okay, we basically get the knockout there. If I can, maybe I want to swap here to save my Regidrago. Okay, we actually see an Empoleon in the back, though. And while I could swap out, potentially into my Tentacruel to absorb this energy, I feel like maybe that could be a bad idea, because Tentacruel's not great into Empoleon in general, and Jellicent is just so strong in that matchup that even down this much energy, I feel like it's just better to try to soak the energy here and maybe use my Tentacruel in the backline. They're already pretty weak to fighting type damage. There could be a Ghost in the back. Well, the Hydro Cannon or Jellicent, maybe a bit of a misplay by them. I feel like Drill Peck is generally the play that you see there. Okay. This is gonna be a really awkward game, because I actually don't have a great answer to a second Grass type. With that said, I bet I do survive an attack here from this Tentacruel. It's just gonna be a Seed Bomb, right? So I can still no-shield this, but we'll see how this plays out. Yeah, Seed Bomb does hurt quite a bit, but not enough to one-shot us. But that Empoleon is still very much around. I wish I did have a better way to knock this out, but we'll see what's going to happen here. Okay, they do let that go. I'll go for the Surf here, if they let me. They don't, though. They throw energy, so the Seed Bomb will knock us out. But I might be able to Acid this down without taking too many Mud Slaps. We'll see. I might take, like, 3 Mud Slaps here. I actually take all 4, which is not super ideal. I don't know how much damage these Drill Pecks are going to do to me. But I guess I'll shield the first just to play it safe. If they 2-shot us with Drill Peck, that's probably a loss, but if they don't, then maybe there's still a chance for us. Maybe I should bait here, but I'm just full sending. I don't want to play any games where maybe I bait and then they no-shield. Okay, they do shield that, unfortunately. But I feel like at this point, I might survive 2 Drill Pecks. Tentacruel is pretty bulky, but it's going to be close. Oh, no, it's not even that close. But, like, can they get to 2 more Drill Pecks is the next question. I don't think you can be 2 away from back-to-back after you threw the first Drill Peck, so I think I should be fine here. They have the move. They don't have theirs. And while this is non-stab Payback, this should still be enough damage to knock out. Yeah, let's go. That Payback coverage move actually coming in clutch in the first game of the day. Okay, let's go. That's why Payback is so helpful here. Next opponent here. Regidrago into Ampharos. Very good lead matchup. Our backline wants to avoid the electric typing by all means. Okay, well, that's amazing. Probably amazing, I should say. There's a chance they're on Earth Power here, but I'm just going to go for the Dragon Energy first, because that way, if possible, I can get a shield or just put them into Surf range. Okay. Try to catch a body slam doesn't quite work. They're at 9, so we'll see if they're actually on Earth Power or not. Honestly, I'd be a little bit surprised if you're safe swapping Gastrodon and you don't have Earth Power. Yeah. Alright, Surf might not actually be enough to knock out here. Maybe should have just gone for the Shadow Ball, but I'm playing it a little bit risky just to try to get a bit more energy out of this matchup. Oh, we actually get a shield there, so they're at 5. They do have an Earth Power right now. I'm gonna be honest, I think I survive it. Yeah. So if they want to flip switch here, I guess they can try. But my Tentacruel's not even that bad into a Shadow Ampharos up 2 shields, so we'll see what's going to happen this game. They do shield, which is fine. I'll shield my Regidrago once here, get a full farm down. It's kind of tempting to, like, throw the energy there to not have to shield this, but I don't know. I feel like this isn't a bad play either. We'll see what they have in the back. There's always a chance that maybe I'm in trouble here with, like, a fairy type in the back line. But I feel like Regidrago up this much energy is generally going to have some play. Well, that is actually the worst thing I could technically see. It's an Ampharos that we saw in the lead, right? So we'll see what we can do here. This is actually a little bit more awkward than I'd like it to be, just because I don't know if I can quite one-shot this before they get to another attack here. This isn't taking as much damage as I would have liked. I'm going to go straight up for the payback, though, because it does do more raw damage. Oh, man. I think I actually lose. Yeah, that's tragic behavior by my Tentacruel here. I think I had more faith that I'd be able to, not take a second attack in this matchup. But yeah, here I'm going to just get farmed down at the same exact time. Now there's an Ice Fairy type. I should have just went for Switch. That's on me. I didn't trust that I'd win with hard Switch advantage there, so I made it more complicated than I had to. That's on me for sure. Alright, we gotta make up for that last one. Regidrago into Komodo. Alright, well, I do outpace this to Vice Grip, so pretty nice to see that as a moveset addition here. And we actually see an instant swap by our opponent into an Empoleon, which, as we know, is a pretty good matchup for us, saying I do resist the metal sounds here. And Drill Peck doesn't very consistently knock us out. And also, Jellicent isn't even that bad into Komodo, because they have to probably go for Clinging Skills to knock us out. But they're already at 11 metal sounds, so they're 4 away from 3 Drill Pecks. I don't think 3 Drill Pecks knock us out, but they will put us pretty low. Well, they shouldn't be Hydro Cannoning, unless we're on like some other moveset. They're at 12, so 7 after that Hydro Cannon. So 2 after this. Okay, now they're Drill Pecking. Yeah, it does ever so slightly more damage. Alright. Maybe they know something I don't here. Maybe they're like, if I go for a Hydro Cannon, then double Drill Peck, I actually just make it so I get more farm on Komodo. And that could be an idea. I could have gone for a Surf bait here, but I honestly don't think it would have actually mattered if I did or not. Because Surf, while it is cheaper technically, it's not like that much cheaper. Okay. I know I said that I should go for a switch advantage here, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna risk it. Because I can get a huge farm down here with Regidrago. And I didn't really want to use a shield. They get farmed down by Komodo. Okay, another fairy type in the back. So, man, maybe I should really just be going for a switch advantage here. Especially because, on paper, while I have a lot of fast move pressure here, what we have to keep in mind is my charge attacks do almost nothing. And again, there's debuff themselves, so, it's kind of an odd matchup for both of us. Alright, well, they're at 9 full Dragon Tails, so, I mean, that's 100 energy at this point. They're wasting energy not throwing against us. Okay. Well, there's an attack. Let's see what they throw here. Good chance it's a Clinging Scales. No, it's an upper hand bait. Okay. They could bait us again. We'll go for this play, though, where we save a lot of HP on our Tentacruel as well as a lot of energy, and we can go and snipe him down with his Vice Grip. This way we get a bit more energy out of our, or a bit more use, that is, out of our Regidrago. And, I mean, Vice Grip here is going to be spammed out so quickly that it might still put in some work here against this Clefable. If I get a second Vice Grip off, then they should just be in Scald range straight up. And if I don't, that means they probably Moonblast us a little bit earlier on than they might want to. Okay, well, that was weird. I don't know if that was, like, the game not letting me get my move off there or what. I might have been able to get that Vice Grip. I'm kind of surprised I wasn't able to. Oh, well, they shouldn't be Moonblasting, though. Or Meteor Matching. They should be Moonblasting for sure. Because that just guarantees that I get this off, despite the game acting kind of funny. So now we can just swap back in here. And Tentacruel is one of the best counters to Clefable, even if they were on Swift. As a moveset, you know, that's only neutral, and it's a very inefficient attack to throw. Scald, yeah, just knocks out. And we get the KO. There we go. Okay, so this time not keeping Switch against the Fairy didn't lose us the game, but, you know, we might want to just keep Switch. I could be RPSing these people so much harder. But we got our next game here. All right, Regidrago into Corviknight. Okay, pretty bad lead matchup. We're a little bit soft to Corviknight with this team, not gonna lie, but I'm sure we have play around it, because while they do have super effective quote-unquote sand attack into us here, we can see just how little that actually does, especially in Ultra League, right? That might have been a CMP on a Payback, because I would have reached it at the exact same time, and I did not see a sand attack sneak, so yeah, it looks like they did go for a CMP here. That's fine. We didn't debuff. I would have liked to see that, but I mean, I think it's only a 30% chance, so it's less likely than not to get that. Alright, they're still staying in. A little bit worried that they're staying in here this long, though. Like, what are the odds that they just have a Fairy type in the back line that they're happy to avoid this Tentacruel into? Well, okay, that debuff's actually really nice. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to try to survive this attack, but honestly, I think the sand attack damage has actually still put me into Payback range. Yeah, that's fine. Regidrago will come back in here and build up a lot of energy. Even though they'll get a Payback into us, what we have to keep in mind is they are at -1 attack. It's not going to do all that much damage here. Yeah, we survived that move, and we can build up a lot of energy. Alright. I'd be surprised to see a shield here, but they might go for it. If they have that Fairy type that we think could be in the backline, that could be a little bit scary, especially if it's like a Florges. But if they don't have a Fairy, which they actually don't, hold on. Well, that's actually really good for us to see, because we have so much energy that we can just spam out these Dragon energies against them before they even get to an attack. And this Zygarde likely will have to use a shield pretty early on. The energy difference between going for a Dragon energy and a Vice Grip is so low that I'm just going to full send, just to make sure we get that shield. We're at 6. Alright. If they have Crunch here, then they can go for that, and it's a little bit cheaper. But I don't want to take an Outrage or an Earthquake. And it is an Earthquake. Okay, good shield. Okay, final Pokemon revealed as a Shadow Malamar. A little bit of a scary Pokemon to see, not gonna lie. But, I mean, we do survive a single foul play, I think, in Ultra League, so we'll see what we can do here. Nice, and we land that attack, which is also pretty good for our odds of winning this game. I'll no-shield this, and let's see what we can do. Yeah, we actually survived that pretty well. So I think that there is a way to win this game, but it will be down to the wire. And we get a shield. Interesting. Honestly, my Hex damage is doing so much to them here. Whoa! Okay, they didn't realize that I was on a 3-cycle for my Surf, so that might just be game over. It depends, though, on if my Regidrago... Oh, yeah, I mean, I easily survived 3 Dragon Tails. Okay. Really bad lead. Luckily, once we got rid of that Corviknight, I knew Regidrago had a chance to be good. I honestly did expect a Fairy type in the back, so we got a little bit lucky that we didn't see one there, but still able to close out that game with our Jellicent. And we got our next opponent here. I think this is our 5th game of the set. Regidrago... Okay, Battle of the Regis. Fun fact, Regidrago actually doesn't have that bad of a time here. Although, with the nerfs to Dragon Energy, it's probably not as good as it was last season. But saying I'm so weak to this in the back, I'd rather just, you know, stay in here and go straight Dragon Energy and just try to chip this down so my backline doesn't have to deal with it quite as much. They could try to go for a Zap Cannon here to debuff my attack stat, but I don't think that really helps them out too much if they do that, because then they can't really two-shot us. Let's see what moveset they're on here. Focus Blast makes a lot of sense in this meta. Yeah. So they can two-shot us with that. You know, this matchup might actually not be quite as good as I remember, because there's a chance that I'm not doing 2 damage with my Dragon Breaths. Oh, hold on. Let's go. I got the catch. I might be remembering the old Dragon Breath Regidrago matchup, but maybe I'm not. It's hard to honestly say. But that's a huge catch there. Alright, Shadow 2 Cannon in the back. You know, not the most ideal Pokemon to see. They could Beak Blast us here, but I'm gonna be real. I think I do survive that if they go for it. They do Beak Blast us. We do survive, though, so we still get this Surf off, and that's a lot of energy down the drain. Plus, with the fact that I got a catch earlier against that Registeel, I feel like we still have some play this game. We're at 1, 2. I'm gonna bring back in my Regidrago. 5. Alright. They could go for a Drill Peck here if they really want to. But they let that go. Okay, nice. If they bring back in that Registeel, then they don't have much fast move pressure against us, so I'd be pretty happy with that. Okay, it is the Registeel that comes back in. Alright, I think they're a little bit traumatized from my catch last time. It looks like they're overfarming a lot of energy here. Alright, I'm fine investing a shield now, because they're basically in Dragon Energy range. If they go for a Zap Cannon and get a debuff, you know, so be it, but no, once again, they do just full send the Focus Blast. Ooh, huge miscount by me there. I thought they were 1 away. That's what you get for trying to be really precise with one-turn moves. But it's fine. Now we just overfarm even more energy here, I guess. Okay, and it's a Trevenant in the back, so we still have play. But I really do wish that I still had a shield left over, because these Shadow Balls could hurt quite a bit. 3. If they shield this, I should win the game on the spot. If they no-shield, there is a chance I lose. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. This is gonna be so close here at the end game. Ooh, that's just a Seed Bomb, right? I think? Do I survive this? I do. Okay. Well, I mean, I have back-to-back Scalds here, so I'm getting more use out of my Tentacruel than I thought I might. But I mean, at this point, I just go for fast move pressure. I think they're only 1 away from another Seed Bomb, though, so I need a 3 Dragon Breath to knock them out. Nice! Okay, what a game. That was about as close as it could be there. Little bit of a slight miscount against that Registeel, which almost cost us the endgame. But I mean, still, Regidrago with that much energy was still so strong in the backline. And I think that Focus Blast, Catch on, or Jellicent really clutched out the win earlier on in that game, too. A little bit surprised they didn't come in Trevenant into Jellicent, but I guess, you know, it makes sense. They still had a pretty good matchup there coming in Toucannon. Oh, wow, look at that Dedenne. Glad Dedenne's out of the meta. But a 4-1 to start out. Not too bad. 2400s, let's keep it going. All right, next battle. Regidrago into Jellicent. Okay, that is, I think, a very small Jellicent. It's tiny. What the heck? I know in Great League here, this matchup's actually pretty good in the 2-shield, but I'm pretty sure in Ultra League that's not quite the case. Because there's no way 1 Dragon Energy plus the Dragon Breath can knock it out the longer this goes on. In fact, I bet the lower shielding scenarios are actually just better for Regidrago here. Yeah, it looks like that is the case. I'll no-shield the first Shadow Ball, just because I can. Oh, well, the Ice Beam also is more expensive and still doesn't one-shot us. Interesting. I don't know what to think about this. They Say-Swap a Kyurem, which I can go for a Dragon Energy into, and now I can bring in my own Jellicent. Now, the problem with Kyurem is, while it does have Dragon Claw as a coverage attack, it's not going to do all that much. I no-shielded because there's actually a chance I think that they'd go for a Glaciate there, because Glaciate would make it so they survive this Shadow Ball a lot easier, but looks like they're not going for a cheesy attempt there to do that. Instead, they just full send, which I think is smart, and they no-shield that. I'll shield this one. I guess there's a chance they bait us now with a Glaciate, but I'm in a much better spot, even if they do, where I can have a lot of energy for the backline, and they're giving us a farm down here. Okay. Well, we already saw Ice Beam, I guess, on their Jellicent, which is kind of crazy. What is their other move? They come back in Jellicent. I would assume they forego Surf if you're on Ice Beam. Okay, we knock him out here. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a little bit scary. Hmm. Wow, and they no-shield that? That's also crazy. I should have swapped there, actually. Because then I could have had, like, an extra Hex after they debuff themselves. They waited, like, 20 turns here. Okay, we shield that up. Ah, man, I don't know. I don't know if I have the Dragon Breath damage that I need before they get to a Mirror Shot. I think they're going to get a Mirror Shot in 2 Volt Switches. Oh, they don't! Let's go. Okay, that's an insane team. So many electric types, man. That, my backline doesn't want to see those, but just barely get the snipe down there. Let's go. Alright, next game. Regidrago into Clefable. Not a great lead, believe it or not. But we have ways around this, and that's called Swap and Hope. Okay, not bad. Could be on Earthquake, though, so keep that in mind. They're at 5 right now, so if they do have Earthquake, they could throw it now. But I mean, I need to flip Switch Advantage at all costs, so let's just try to shield through this. They're at 6. So 1 past the Earthquake, potentially, if they do have it, or 2 past the Shadow Ball. Okay, so maybe they're not on Earthquake. They're at 2, 3, 4, and they give us a sneak. Okay, so I should be able to flip Switch here, which is extremely helpful, because my Regidrago is helpless against Clefable. 1. I should get a farm down here, but the big question is whether or not they get a Shadow Ball before then. I don't think they do. And if they do, I mean, it's debuffed now. Okay, nice. That's a huge farm down. And we still have half our Tentacruel around. Alright. Virizion ends up coming in. We get a debuff there, and that's actually pretty helpful too, because that's going to make it so awkward for them to finish us off with this Virizion. I'm kind of tempted here to save my Tentacruel, but I don't know if it's ever worth it. I'm going to go for it, though. We'll see how bad of a play this is going to be. Didn't really expect them to not instantly throw the attack. I thought they were going to instantly Leaf Blade, and I could catch a Leaf Blade on my Regidrago, but no, they were patient. But I mean, they have to Moonblast us here to knock us out. Which they do. Okay. And I think this is still fine, because I still have my Tentacruel around, so I can go for the Scald here, get a shield, and then hopefully, my Jellicent here in the backline is going to be good enough. I think a Leaf Blade does more damage here than a Moonblast, so I'm going to no-shield this. Yeah. I'm gonna no-shield this again. But if they make a catch here, which they are almost certainly gonna try, this could get a little bit scary. Okay. I don't know if I survive a double kick here or not. I think I need to try, though. Oh, they're back-to-back. I'm so bad at this game. No! No! Don't tell me I'm gonna throw this one. Don't tell me I threw this one so hard. I thought they were one away. I think that Clefable now, unfortunately for me, will just be able to get a Meteor Mash. Yeah, just one turn away. Oh, man, I'm so bad at this game. Really bad lead matchup, and I mean, I kind of fumbled this mid-game, I'm not gonna lie. That's the Meteor Mash buff, though, coming in clutch. If that wasn't a cheaper attack, I would have been able to get that Scald off. Next opponent. You gotta try to win this one. I feel like we had that last one in the bag. Okay, good lead. This is where we need to see it. A lot of electric types out today. So our backline is a little bit scared of them. Alright. We see a Dusknoir come in. And while this Pokemon is a little bit annoying, I should be able to guarantee switch against this over time. Oh, thank you for letting me get this Surf off here. I'm kind of surprised they wouldn't have Shadow Punched on CMP. I get both shields down. And okay. I'm fine CMPing here, because I need this Dusknoir gone. And there's a good chance I can reach a Shadow Ball against that Belly Bolt. Unless they're, like on Thundershock and they can go for a Parabolic Charge, then they, probably do snipe us down ahead of time. But if they're on Sucker Punch, especially, I don't think they can farm us down. Okay, it is on Thundershock here, so they can potentially go for that Parabolic Charge first. They don't choose to. So I get a nice Shadow Ball into this Belly Bolt, which will soften it up quite a bit. I don't think they can really Thundershock us down super easily, but maybe they can. No. So I get a lot of damage into this Belly Bolt for free, and they're at back-to-back Parabolic Charges, but, I mean, I'm still a Regidrago in the lead, right? I can survive even a Zap Cannon if that's what they want to throw, which is likely what they will throw if they're staying in. But this is a lot of energy down the drain, and my Tentacruel hopefully is going to be happy now that Dusknoir and Belly Bolt are neutralized. Well, it's actually not. Funnily enough, this is maybe one of the worst things I could see. I mean, I say it's funny, but I'm not laughing. I clear my attack debuff, though, which is hopefully going to help out a bit. Almost nowhere for Tentacruel to go in this game, it looks like. We get our Scald through first, though, and that will do a sizable chunk of damage, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't debuff. The Air Cutter. Okay, I think that's a bit of a throw. They boost, which is a little scary. But I should still survive this attack here. Why are they Air Cuttering? Like, are they just going to go straight Air Cutter here? I see what they might be trying to do. They might be trying to stall the Switch Clock long enough to be able to make a catch on Belly Bolt. Okay, they don't catch necessarily, but that was their attempt. It's going to come down to if I can win CMP with my Tentacruel. I think. Alright, Dragon Energy is going to do a lot. I mean, they're basically in Scald range at this point, especially after the Dragon Breath damage. So I need to win CMP here. Okay, let's go. I had a Payback, it looks like, ready, so if this doesn't knock out, maybe I threw the game, but I think a Scald's just enough. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if they were on Ironhead, Corviknight, or if they just really wanted to stall the Switch Clock. Either way, it did almost work out for them. Alright, next opponent. We're gonna see a Goodra on the lead, which I would imagine is pretty good for Regidrago, just because Goodra generally doesn't have good charge attacks into other dragons. But, you know, this is still a little bit awkward, where I do have to go for a Dragon Energy. They can outpace us with Aqua Tails, so potentially in the 2-shield matchup, this could go in Goodra's favor. They shield the Dragon Energy, big surprise. But I think I can just no-shield whatever they throw here. I say that as if they didn't just build up to a Draco Meteor. If they do Draco us, that could be a little scary. But no, just a Thunder Punch, we survive that. And not only do we survive that, we survive it well enough here to get a second attack into this Goodra before getting knocked out. So either they have to double shield, or we get shield and switch advantage. Alright. I'm pretty low on HP now, so they don't get a lot of farm down on whatever they come in with if they potentially do let this go. And if they shield this up, that's also fine. Okay, they do let it go. Okay. Under normal circumstances, a Talonflame up energy is a scary thing. But I have a shield advantage and 2 water types in the back, so this is actually not that bad for me here. I'm going to shield this up just in case they go for a Brave Bird. I feel like that's not the most uncommon thing to see here in Ultra League. Yeah, okay, good shield. Okay. Well, that's also pretty good to see. Skeleturge is by no means something that my Tentacruel can't have play into. They were a little bit triple weak, though, to, like, my whole team. You don't see that too often. Doom. Dream. So they have to throw an alignment here. And even if they do, I don't think that helps them out too much. Because the Shadow Ball doesn't knock us out. They can't really incinerate us down. And even if they did, I still have a Jellicent in the back line. One. And they have to throw immediately. And they likely have to go for another Shadow Ball. I don't know if a Torch Slung's enough. Okay, they let that go. They must just have to hope at this point that maybe my Tentacruel is my final answer to the Fire-type Pokemon. But, like, even if it was, I think that I just get to 2 Scalds here. So, that's fine. We're at 4 right now, so I think they're still 1 away from a second move. Yeah. Oh, that is so unfortunate for them. I mean, I'll take it, right? Regidrago put in so much work in that lead matchup, getting shield advantage and switch. But then, like, Tentacruel also is just so good against that team. So, unfortunately for them, I don't think they've really ever had a chance to win that game. Alright, next game. Regidrago into Shadow Cradily. Okay, this is interesting. I've seen a regular Cradily today. I haven't seen a Shadow, though, I don't think. Don't know how this changes things. I think what happens is I still do survive a Rock Tomb, and it's a more consistent 2-shot for me, but it's probably going to put me a little bit lower in the 1-shield matchup if that's what they want to play. And maybe in the 2-shield matchup. Oh, they let that go? Wow, that is a lot of damage to land into this Cradily, so now they're like in Scald or Surf range potentially too. Rock Tomb's gonna hurt. Yeah, but I can survive. Overfarm as much as we can just in case they do end up letting this go, so that way I might be able to get another move off against whatever comes in. They shield that, actually. Alright, I think I'm fine letting this go then. Because I can get a bit of an acid farm down here with my Tentacruel. And if they swap out, I guess that's fine too. Oh wow, that's a bold swap out. They instantly Brutal Swing. Are they not on Dragon Claw? I guess they could be on, like, Flash Cannon or Overheat. But yeah, I'm not going to swap out then. Because if they're on Brutal Swing, obviously my Jellicent doesn't want to take that damage. And I'm pretty sure my Jellicent even could potentially Hex down the rest of that Shadow Cradily later on too. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Nice, that's an easy 2-shot. I always see Turtonator and think it's a bulky Pokemon, but honestly, it doesn't have that much bulk to it. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to let them throw first. Because I want to overfarm some energy just in case I need it in the backline. They actually don't opt to throw first, though, which is kind of strange. Now, again, I don't know who wins this CMP. I don't see Turtonator around too often. Well, they just let that go down with all the energy? Okay, Shadow 2 Cannon. We know this Pokemon can be a little bit scary. But I think I get to a second Scald here. And I get a debuff. We should be in a really good spot here then. Yeah, I don't see how they can beat us at this point. I get a Surf plus a Scald off guaranteed. And honestly, I just get 2 Surfs off guaranteed too. If they Beak Blast us, which makes a lot of sense for that debuff, I just want to see the damage. Ah, that's nothing. Jelly can take that any day. And now I think that 2 Surfs, while they are debuffed, they still should be enough, because Shadow 2 Cannon, not exactly the bulkiest Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Yeah, look at that. Really nice damage to see there. Yeah, they're still trying, but I'll be real, I don't think there's even a remote chance they can win this game. Drill Peck is going to get our shield, but I have a Surf and a Scald and a shield loaded. So this should just pick up the knockout. Alright, let's go. Really fun team by them, actually, running Shadow Cradily and Shadow 2 Cannon, and I guess Turtonator too, because why not? But that was a good showcase, once again, of Regidrago, just in those neutral matchups, what it can do. 4-1 set here, not too bad as well. Okay. I don't know what Turtonator does in this meta. Like, what is its attack stat? It wasn't as bulky as I thought it would be. But I guess it's what it takes. We got the 4-1. It felt really nice playing this team in the Ultra League meta today. It popped off, got me a 17-win, 8-loss day, all the way up into the 2450s here to end off the day. And because all 3 of these Pokemon got buffed, I feel like they're all very hard meta. And the only real issue with this team is Corviknight is a little bit safe, but we did prove a couple of times that you can still dance around it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.